this, then you know.
Okay, good evening. It's after 6 p.m. I'll call this March 2nd meeting of the Board of Selectmen to order. If you would all please join me in saluting the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, so first order of business, approval of the minutes from the February 2nd meeting and from the portion that we were at the planning board meeting and made an appointment to the board are also here. I'll entertain a motion to approve both of those.
So moved. Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Next, I'll entertain a motion to approve general warrant number 1045 for $290,346.97. School warrant number 1044 for $123,935.23. And payroll warrant number 18 for $344,662.42.
So moved. Second?
All in favor of that?
Aye.
All right, financial items, CARES Act funds, we have more CARES Act funds.
Yeah, we have, the request from the school, and then we had the, old requests, and I have them listed here on this little thing.
Okay, so the school's requesting $624.97 for speech therapy. It's an ongoing thing. I'll entertain a motion to approve that.
So moved. Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
And then what, these are the requests that we have in?
Yeah, they haven't done any other purchases, but they were waiting on the funds to see where the CARES Act was at.
So Joe wants money for turnout gear.
Mm-hmm.
That's $1,800 to repair some gear, I guess.
Yes,
so.
the repairs have already been done. He's been waiting on whether we're gonna approve the invoice or not.
And do we know that we can put that under CARES Act stuff?
He said that we can, and I guess Spencer bought entirely new turnout gear with COVID money, and because of, they have to be sealed properly and all this stuff, it does fall under the COVID CARES Act.
So $1,800 for that. The library is looking for a Zoom subscription.
Yep.
And an air purifier. That totals about $800. And the senior center needs computers. And they're looking for what, $32.48?
Yeah.
Is that the? And then the library wanted 2 additional air purifiers. That would bring us down to $5,170. And we're going to need some money for vaccine clinics. And I've talked to Trevor, and he's thinking about $2,400. So
Okay.
I'd rather not cut it that close.
Do you want to not do the 2 additional air purifiers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why don't we hold off on it? What do you think of that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
John? Yeah, hold off until we get a better picture, and if this new 1.9 trillion gets passed, we may see a couple $100. So,
Okay.
Maybe.
we share it with other countries, and we'll get a couple $100.
Yeah, maybe, if we're lucky.
Yep.
But there may be more money coming at us. So,
Okay.
why don't we do that?
So we're almost exhausted? We have $5,000 left?
Well, yes, out of the money that we actually physically got.
Mm-hmm.
The rest of the money that we put in for is FEMA reimbursement money. So we put it in and we get reimbursed through FEMA.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the money that we actually have on hand to spend.
Mm-hmm.
The other stuff is recoverable.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I'm not overly concerned about it. I think we do the paperwork, we'll get the money back. So it's just a matter of if we have to fund it ourselves now, we may have to grab some money from stabilization or something, but it'll come back to us. So.
Better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, and the vaccine clinics are ramping up. I talked to Trevor again today, so a quick diversion on COVID. As of Saturday, we had, according to Trevor, 0 active cases in town as of Saturday. As of today, we now have 5 active cases in town. So, so the way it's happening is we get a positive, he gets a report maybe twice a week, beginning and end. And the cases, so if a positive's reported to us, it stays that way for 10 days and then automatically goes away. So if he gets reported 5 on Monday, 10 days from that Monday, so the following Wednesday, Thursday, they just go away. So it's a rotating thing. That's why you say, oh, you know, we had 30 positives. Well, we don't have 30 active because of when they came on and when they go off. So right now we have 5 active, which all came in after the 0 out on Saturday. And he's been working on getting vaccine clinics and people vaccinated. And so Trevor deserves a lot of credit. He puts a crazy amount of time trying to get people appointments. So he is doing a good job. And
A lot of effort.
yeah, and you know, if people are listening, if you get a phone call from the Board of Health, if you are on their list and you get a phone call, you need to answer the phone or answer your email. And if you've already gotten a vaccine from someplace else, please take your name off so that somebody that's still waiting can get it. They're having a hard time filling spots because people aren't answering their phones or their emails. And then when they do answer, they say, oh, I've already got an appointment somewhere else, so now you're wasting their time when they could get somebody else vaccinated. So please help them help us if you would.
Where's the closest center that they're sending these?
Southbridge.
Southbridge?
Yeah.
Are we ever going to get one out here at the school or anything? Or-
He's trying,
Yeah.
and the state keeps changing their, you know, the boards of health, we're gonna organize this, and then they pulled that idea for these regional places, and Southbridge was our regional one.
Yeah.
And then they were going to pull all the vaccines from the regional ones and send them to the big vaccination sites like Gillette, and so it keeps changing.
We can't get there easy.
Right.
We can, but a lot of people out here can't get to Boston.
The Ocam fire station's been doing it now steadily.
Yeah, they get Trevor explained to me there was some behind the scenes, something to do with Rutland and Ocam, and they were able to finagle a stream of vaccines, and he tried to get it here, he tried to get it at the school, and he hasn't stopped trying. He's trying to get a remote, like Southbridge would do a van that would come to different locations, and he's like, okay, one day a week we get it in North Brookfield, and then you could have everybody that one day.
Like the Bloodmobile type
Right.
situation.
Yep. So that's still in the works. He is trying, and he talks to me at least twice a week about what's going on in the, you know, money. He's very concerned about the money, but I'm not as concerned. I think we need to just get it done and worry about the money afterwards. So that's a long roundabout to the issue at hand.
Yeah, but it explains to the people that are listening what's happening.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of effort going in. People are getting their shots.
Yeah.
So.
So are we good with this plan? Is this a good plan, you think, to fund what we can?
Yeah.
We'll give them one air purifier and hold the other 2 until we see if we got money coming in. You go with that, John?
Yep.
All right. Next, the EMS Salem request?
That's the invoice for the, he wants to transfer money from the Salem gift fund to pay for that insurance for the EMS.
Yeah, so the Salem, is it Henry Salem? I think
Bobby,
it
I
was.
think, wasn't it?
Who was it?
Wasn't it Bobby Salem?
That
Passed
sounds
away?
right.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
estate left, the estate left money to the North Brookfield EMS, and we checked the language of the bequest, right? So
Yes.
it was,
It was pretty simple. It was to be paid to the town of North Brookfield for the benefit of the North Brookfield EMS, but there was no restrictions as to how the money could be spent, so just for their benefit.
all right, so it's at their request. So this is what they want to pay it with. It's some insurance bill that they're short on. So having no restrictions, I don't know that we have any say otherwise, because
Well,
it's left to their,
Yeah, that's a legit bill, so.
yeah. All right, so I'll entertain a motion to approve that request.
So move.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Now, on to the old business. Traffic on Main Street. I think, John, that's your... Oh, it was you asked her to put on.
I did, yep.
All right.
I have a bunch of paperwork here too, with, you know, the buildings right there on North Main, and then there's information for each owner in case you guys need to get in contact, or as far as like parking lots in the back and all that stuff.
Oh, there's only one copy of each of these?
Yeah, it's all stapled together from the assessors.
Okay.
So at the planning board hearing, about the proposed gas station, a lot of people are complaining about the traffic on Main Street, and you know, a few other things came up at that time, and the big deal is there's trucks that park in the road to deliver to the stores that are already there, and people were worried about the deliveries to the gas station, the proposed gas station, and they're going to have room to pull the trucks into that parking lot, so the deliveries will be off street. They won't be blocking anybody's houses or driveways or anything like that. So there's that issue. Then we have the issue of the deliveries that are being made already to the package store and the convenience store that's there, and then there's going to be some other places, but the parking behind those buildings is privately owned. The building where the Nash's office and the town offices are, Troy Brown owns the parking lot there. And I believe Ann Gillette owns the other side of that.
Well, the town has a right-of-way down the little alleyway between the two buildings.
Okay,
There's a right-of-way for our use, and behind the building,
directly behind where Troy's is.
well, behind what is the townhouse, right?
Right,
That
yep.
building and the Nash building, we have the right to pass or repass. The problem is, we don't have that same right as it extends down by Gillette and
Right.
out to Maple Street. So we can't use it as a throughway, and you'd be stuck there.
Right.
They blocked it off with barriers.
Well, Troy
Yeah, they have
did,
a right.
because to keep people from going in and blocking the tenants that live in the building above the town offices.
Yeah, well, actually, I should correct myself. The town doesn't have the right-of-way. Troy's building has the right-of-way
Right.
to go
Well, he
down
owns it.
behind there to park.
He owns it,
Right, and it's in the deed.
yeah.
So
The
it was
Munns,
given
the
to
Munns
me.
building doesn't have access to that.
No, it's not in their deed.
No.
Right, so.
So it would be up to the business owners who operate their businesses in the building where the package store is, to work out some kind of deal with Ann Gillette to let their trucks go back there and deliver, because they do have entrances underneath in the back where they used to get deliveries, you know, way back when Abishans and everything was there. So that could be an option. It depends on what Ann would say. And it would be an agreement between them. We'd have nothing to do with that, just so everybody watching knows. And then as far as the current situation, you know, we have the big trucks that pull up and to deliver beer and wine and whatever else, or milk at the convenience store, whatever the case may be, whatever they're delivering. And I think to some degree we kind of have to deal with that. Only because if you've ever been to Worcester or New York or Boston or anything like that, and you see the big trucks double parked on the side of the road to make their deliveries, it's the only way they have to do it. And if we were to force those trucks to park on a side street, and they had to take that much longer to deliver, then their prices would go up to the store owner, and then, you know, it could be just a horrible chain reaction where we'd end up with no businesses there at all that people use, and some of the people that use it are some of the ones that are complaining about the parking. So we kind of got to work that out, and I think that that's kind of a, you know,
I have a
Because John
suggestion.
had a plan.
well, I got a couple more points too.
Oh, you want
If you want me to keep going,
Go ahead, you do your thing, and then
because
I'll...
you'll get your half
All
hour
right.
at the end of
No.
the meeting too.
2 minutes, that's
So-
all I need.
So one of the other issues that people have talked about that work in those buildings and live in those buildings is people that work in those buildings park in front, and they could potentially park somewhere else. Like we've provided parking for the employees of the town that are in there all the time. But I was told that there are people that work down the street that park in front of our offices and Nash's offices, and then hoof it down to, say, the pizza place, and they end up parking there for a long time, among others. So that is something that we have to let people know. They got to kind of find, better parking. They can't be blocking the business parking. The insurance agency, they made a comment at that meeting that people park in front of their house, their business all day long, and it's just, there's 2 spots there, so you might have to enforce the 2-hour parking or 1-hour parking, whatever it is, wherever it is, so.
Okay.
I think that'll cover everything for me right now.
You're good?
Yeah, and then leaving the snow bankings there. That was the other thing that I heard about again today.
Yeah, I went over that with Jason earlier.
I did too.
Yeah.
I did not.
So my suggestion would be on Maple Street, right on the corner, across from the pizza place, to put one unloading zone with signs for unloading only, and have it painted off so that it's not for pizza delivery or pizza pickup or off-street parking. It's only for unloading for the storefronts. Jason and I went over it today. I went over it with Chief Smith, and they think it's a pretty decent idea. It's not that far for these guys to run their 2-wheelers over to the businesses. There is one marble slab that would have to be taken out with the curb where the sidewalk meets the roadway. But if we do that, it's actually going to make it handicap accessible. And Highway said that they could just ramp it up a little bit, so the people unloading their truck on the other side of Maple Street, kind of in front of the cemetery, if you look at that, there's a no parking zone there anyway. So if we make it an unloading zone for one truck, and we kind of measured it off today, one of the delivery trucks will fit there, they can just adjust their deliveries. This guy comes in at 10 o'clock, this guy comes in 11 o'clock. They're only there for a half an hour, 45 minutes. Usually half an hour they get delivered to the package store or Al Goo's convenience store. One thing with the convenience store, it's going across the street, and like Jason had said, they have off-street parking for their deliveries and everything all set over there, so that'll alleviate a lot of it. We also got to get UPS from double parking in front of, and I know they kind of have carte blanche on parking wherever they go, but that's got to stop too. They could park over on Maple Street and hoof it over to the buildings. It's not that far to walk. It's like a 30-second walk from Maple Street to any of the storefronts.
So you're saying to make the zone on the cemetery side of Maple Street?
Yes, right on the corner there. It'll work. If there's a snowbank in there now, once that goes away, and it's only for unloading. It's only for these trucks.
So what,
Wait, is it on Maple Street?
On
or is it
Maple Street.
Main Street?
Maple
The
Street,
corner
Oh.
of Maple and North Main.
yes.
But on Maple?
On Maple Street.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, there's room there for
It
this.
sounded like you were saying across Main at
No.
Maple Street.
No, across from the.
but so why,
Maple
why,
Street.
out of curiosity, can't it be on the pizza shop side of?
Because that's where that's her parking for people picking up their pizza.
My point that earlier, the pizza place has hours, so it could be early in the morning if there's a delivery. It could also be used for that.
Yeah, but they come different times of day. If you had it across the street, it wouldn't affect any of the businesses for parking, for their parking. Because when I go get my pizza, I either park in the front, or I go down Maple Street, turn around, and I come up and park right in front.
He's making
on
it all about
Maple
himself
Street.
again.
I am, it's all about me.
Pizza.
You know, you gotta get your pizza, so. I come over here too, I support Stacy, I kinda do the whole gambit here. Do Subway, you know,
Gotta hit them all.
we hit them all, we try to
Yep.
support. But my idea would just take it from, there'd be no more double or triple parking on Main Street. You know, if we can get the town offices to go back over School Street, I saved those spots last year, we got 8 spots for the town offices over there, from 7 to 4, Monday through Thursday, and that will open up the whole Main Street for the businesses that we have coming in, rushing in to fill our town with whatever we can have.
Goods
So,
and services.
Goods and services.
Yeah, but we should try to alleviate the parking by employees that are gonna be there for a full day. They shouldn't be parking in front of
It's
it.
1 hour parking on Main Street, so they should get a ticket.
Yeah,
Because I know the people that work there and run the businesses park on Main Street all day long.
yeah, well, we should send them a letter saying that
Yep,
on a certain date, we're going to start enforcing the 1 hour
yep.
limit. And just let everybody know ahead of time that it's
Yep.
coming, so seek.
And I know the liquor store guy would work with us and tell his
2 hours.
delivery people to
1 hour
park
or 2 hours?
It's 2-hour parking.
It's two.
in front.
We
Yeah.
can't- we
Ain't it
can't-
one across the
We
street though?
have to address the other side of the intersection too, because I see people from Quabog, Vibram parking there all day long in 2 hour parking.
Vibram should be parking behind the Vibram office building.
They
That
should.
that parking lot is empty all the time.
Yeah,
You can
They just
probably
don't wanna walk.
put 20 or 30 cars over there.
I'll start
Fine.
enforcing it all over. I mean,
I spoke to Vibram last week, early last week, and the week prior about the town office parking here, and they were gonna send out a memo because they were abusing it.
Yeah.
They're using every spot.
They did pretty good last year
For a
when we
while.
first put the signs up, but for some reason, they're blind to the signs now. They don't see the sign, so,
They were sending out a memo to
Yeah.
employees.
yeah.
I'm quite certain it's already been received.
And I'm sure our town office employees will take advantage of those spots.
Can the town office employees get a sticker on the car so they know those are ones that are allowed there and ticket other people?
not a bad idea. How much they cost? A couple bucks a piece?
We can just give
We can
the
put an orange
police a
sticker
list
on
of
it.
our vehicles, and then they'll know.
Put a what?
If we just give the police a list of the town office employee vehicles, then they'll just know who's supposed to be there and who's
Yeah.
not.
Well, they'll know when they run the plate too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
That's
work for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
You know,
true.
It was
Sticker.
easier just to
I think
get
the sticker's a
a
good-
red sticky thing, put it
Yeah.
up in the corner for all the town employees, then the police can go by and say, yep, they're okay,
Okay.
without running a plate or
Little North Brookfield flag stickers.
something, yeah.
Yeah, well,
Make
shoot,
North
I'll
Brookfield
look
great
into
again
that,
stickers.
yeah. And
Yeah.
then we could probably get a pile of
Careful.
stickers that say North Brookfield employee or something.
Yeah.
Sticker with the cobbler on it. Right?
Sure.
Yeah,
Just a little one.
Look at the town seal.
Yeah, just put this right on a sticker
You gotta
and.
be
Yeah.
careful with counterfeits though.
Yeah, that'll be huge.
gotta give me one of those.
I'm sure we could handle the backlash from it, but.
Could I ask a question on the idea of parking on Maple Street? Now, it seems like that'd be fine going in, but how about exiting? They would have to drive up and make that turn.
keep going right down and down
Turn around. right
Maple
to Salem.
Street, either
Yeah,
turn around at
Salem's big lot.
Salem.
It's a pretty big lot.
That's
Yeah.
another thing also with the DDC. Salem's just closed their trucking business. And last year or the year before, they had a bird's eye view of all this parking, municipal parking, and they included the Salem's parking lot in the municipal picture. Well, it's privately owned, so their sky view of all the parking downtown.
Well, I think they were just doing an overview of available parking, not necessarily.
But it wasn't available parking, so.
Well,
If
for
they
that
want to make
business.
it available parking, there should be something that says the town should buy the property
Well,
from Salem.
it's
I think that
available
was their thing.
for that particular business, just like.
No, I think they were saying that
It's a
these
municipal
places,
parking lot.
these places could be used if we could acquire them. I think that's their,
Then this is another opportunity. They missed one with the Langevin property. I've said that for 2 years. The town should have bought that, went away. Now somebody else has got it and has a great idea to put a station
yeah,
there.
but we could put this, we could make this a big municipal parking
Yeah.
lot right here, just pave it right over, make it a big parking lot where
Metered.
Let's do it.
metered and, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, you don't have to charge a lot, just a little bit.
yeah,
and we'll give the town employees a sticker.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you guys already have your parking over here.
Yeah.
This will be for anybody that wants to
here,
come down.
where I store all the gravel and stuff, that would be a better location for parking.
On this
For the
side?
center, and I move my activity over here, would make better sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but if you make it metered, then you don't have to worry about people parking there all day long. If they're gonna, walk around town or walk down the trail or something, they could, just put in a couple bucks and sit there for the day.
Yeah, but that's going to
You know.
encourage people just to park where it's free on the
That's-
streets too.
That's right.
Yeah.
yeah, but as people use the trail and we try to connect the playground to the trail, that's why I was thinking here, because we could continue the playground, if you made a walking path around that, make the path right down here to connect to the rail trail and people can, and I was thinking somebody could open up a shop to rent bikes to go down the trail, or, if you made, if at some point we paved over it, they could do roller blades or
Exactly.
other type of thing, and. Yeah.
Sure. Sure.
With Dave
It's,
Churchy and his
yeah,
little
Paul Blart.
patrolling.
So we'll think about the Maple Street thing for now.
Yeah, absolutely.
If we can, if we can get that done, it would alleviate that parking thing in on the center of town.
I mean, 50% of the deliveries is gonna be fixed when Al Goose moves over, so.
See,
Well, you don't know what
his
they're moving.
convenience store people park on Maple Street anyway, and that's where Diana's people park, delivery trucks park over there. I was there today and she was getting supplies, and they already parked on Maple Street. And they were there for about 9 minutes, because I
That's
was
just
there
one
watching.
business. So maybe we can try it, designate it and try it.
Yep.
And then if they find that it's costing them more money.
Do you ever watch how those guys set that up? One guy gets out of the truck and he tells people, you can't park here, you can't park here, you can't park here. And then when they open up 4 spots, the big truck backs in there.
Oh.
So they're already wasting time trying to save 4 spots to park in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So the time it's gonna take them to unload and
yeah, they'll be done.
travel down, they'll be all done. It'll
Yeah.
be designated, we'll put a 30-minute limit on it or a 45-minute.
And really, how much money can they go up on a delivery because their guys? It
Right.
shouldn't cost
Well, I
any
think-
more time.
Yeah, but I think that spot's perfect. If we do it like that,
Yep,
the way it's described, the way John just described it with, if they're waiting for 4 spots to open up.
they have a
like
guy
you said,
stand out there and
just-
say, you can't come here.
Just pull it over here, unload, and go on about your way.
Yep,
And then we just post that side of Maple as no parking, loading zone only, right?
right,
Nobody
Yep.
parks there, and
yep,
that's available to them all the time. They don't even have to wait.
right. And they can schedule their deliveries, because Alex, the liquor store, knows when they're coming. So even if the guy has to wait up a little bit before that spot opens.
Yeah. Yeah, because he can tell them.
Yep,
The loading zone is now here, go over there and.
yep.
Yep.
So highway would have to just take out that one curbing so that they can get their buggies up and over it without dropping the beer and wine. You don't want to shake up your beer when they're traveling.
No.
They could even take a skid. I've seen them unload skids there with the hand
Pallet
trucks.
jack.
So they could even run a pallet jack over the sidewalk, and it would make it handicap accessible to a point. Not, I know Complete Streets is going to do all that when we get that, but this would be a start for there.
Yeah, and you can do that, right? That's not a.
Half-hour job.
Oh, okay. It's not a big job.
It's one piece. It's
But
about
as
5
far
foot.
as-
It's about a
As
5
far
foot.
as painting, premature, we'd have
You
to.
have to get the cold weather paint.
Yeah,
Yeah.
freeze
Go
dry.
with some spray paint.
But if we do 2 signs, unloading zone only,
So and specifically, what would you want the signs to say?
unloading zone
Yeah.
only, 30-minute.
Yep.
Yeah,
And you can mark it out big enough for a tractor trailer?
Yeah, if it spills over one way or another, there's enough room there. Even if it impedes a little bit of Maple Street traffic, there really isn't a lot compared to Main Street.
right.
And there was a delivery truck there at the pizza place, and Jason parked his town truck where I'm talking about, and there's still plenty of room to come in and out. And if we just stay back a little bit from Maple Street, people pull up to the crosswalk anyway, and you can see both ways of traffic to get in and out. So a truck parked there in the lines that we paint is not going to hinder the coming in and out of.
It's
Maple
just when the
Street.
garbage trucks park in the middle of Maple Street that's a problem.
Well, we can't cover them all. But I think this
Had that happen the other day.
this would keep the people downtown, I think, happy with the parking situation. And then if we go with, our people are gonna park where they're supposed to, and then we gotta talk to the other store owners to not park
Even if they park down in front of the townhouse area.
for now, yeah.
It's a short walk up to their businesses, but at least they're out of the way of the
Yep,
people coming and going all the time trying to get in and out.
it would open up the Cuddies for their spots, because you see a car parked there all day long. And that would perturb me if, they got people coming in for 5 and 10 minutes at a time, getting their insurance stuff, and they need a spot, right
Well,
there
then they
quick.
should make a sign, and we'll authorize them to put up a sign, parking for Cuddy
Sure.
only.
I'm good with that.
There you go.
I mean,
Yep.
Give them those 2 spots.
give them 2 spots for their business, and,
Yep.
and then if they find somebody that's parking there and not coming into their business, let them call the police department and
And need
enforce
to
it.
put their business hours on it,
Yeah,
Sure.
and then it
That's
opens
it.
it up.
yeah.
It's 8 to 4, isn't it?
I think it's still
4:30 or something? 5 maybe?
We can figure that.
Whatever.
out.
Parking for Cuddy
Yep.
insurance only between the hours of 8 and whatever,
Yep.
8:30 to 5, whatever it is, and let them have those 2 spots.
Yeah.
We're not gonna pay for the signs, but if they want to pay
Posts.
for the sign.
How to, whatever.
The what?
I'd hate to have to put another post there. We'll see.
Whatever we gotta do.
I'll look at it.
Yeah.
It can be a little bit up or a little bit
Yeah.
back, because they're
Yeah,
walkways.
there's a telephone pole right there, I think, with the 1 hour or 2 hour parking sign
Mhm.
right on it, so. Yeah. And they have people in and out. It's
They-
not
they
like
don't
they,
stay,
yeah, they're 5, 10 minutes, and you go in, you pay your bill, and you get out.
All right. So do we need a motion on this, or is this
On-
good enough
on-
on a
Well,
We covered a lot.
I
What do you
think-
wanna?
discussion, good enough? I mean, Jason's got his,
so we're gonna have him mark out the parking for the deliveries on Maple Street next to the cemetery.
yeah,
He's gonna cut the curb so they can go up without shaking up the beer.
Yeah.
We're gonna send letters to the business owners saying that they can't block. They have to
Deliveries
find.
can't.
yeah, 1 hour parking
Yep.
will be strictly enforced
Yep.
beginning, March
4th.
4th at 4:03 a.m.
Yeah.
You can do that.
So 1 hour, because the signs are all 2 hours, I believe.
2
Well,
hours, 2
whatever-
hours, yeah,
whatever
whatever
it
the
is, yeah.
sign
Whatever-
says.
We don't wanna make new signs.
Yep.
Yes.
We're gonna
All deliveries, will come from Maple.
Yep.
All our town office employees will park in
Yep.
our spots.
We're gonna authorize
Strictly enforced.
those 2 spots in front of Cuddy's for them during their business hours,
Yep,
but they have to do the signage.
right.
And that's everything, right?
I think that was everything.
So moved.
Oh, move the snow bankers, but that wasn't.
All right, that's my motion.
Second.
All right, motion made second, all in favor?
Aye.
Good,
Gosh, that's a lot.
excellent.
Hopefully we covered it.
Well, we covered everything.
We're
Um,
trying.
In regards to Main Street, one more thing I'd like to bring up real quick, because it's been talked about, and I just want it to be in our minutes and on our radar. I know the Downtown Development Committee talked about putting a rotary at the intersection in the center of town.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure how that would work, but another idea that has been floated around is creating a one-way pattern from Main Street, up School, down Grove, and then back around in one of those side streets. So you'd have a double lane for traffic all moving in one direction, where you could actually have more parking, because you could go diagonal on the other side as well. And then that would also stop people from making U-turns into those parking spots and backing out with a U-turn, which is
Who does that?
Yeah, who doesn't? But there's been accidents and stuff like that, but this would create a better traffic flow
You're saying,
in some people's minds.
So you come
you're saying
down,
go down Summer Street one way. Is that what you're saying?
No.
You'd come down Main Street you'd come south on Main Street,
One way,
turn up
right?
School
Yes.
Street.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'd be a left up School Street, and then a left up
Or
Grove,
Brookfield Summer.
and then back down one of the side streets to,
We only
to
have
make it a-
Central Street here. That's gonna put a lot of traffic on.
or you could do something at the other end of Grove. I don't know.
Church
It's
is
an
one way.
idea that's been floated around.
Oh.
Yeah, but we
You could turn that around, make it one way the other direction.
The other way. if we
Pulling out
wanted.
of Church Street onto North Main. That's
If
Yeah,
it's
that's-
one,
you're not
if
gonna
It's one way
if
coming
it's
down.
one
When
way,
you're pulling onto Main Street, your visibility there is very
right,
poor.
but if it's one way,
where is
You're
it
only
gonna
looking to
start
your
with the
right.
one way?
Where are you gonna start
If
one
you're-
way?
You're saying change the direction of Church Street, right?
No.
yeah.
Yes.
Church?
So what, if you would've, you can't drive up,
Church
it,
is
but walk
right
up
now,
it.
one way towards
If you
the
look
town.
to the left onto North Main,
Yeah,
that's a
but
corner.
No cars are coming
but if
down.
Main is one
I see,
way,
I get it now, yeah,
It's all one way.
you don't have to look that way.
yeah. I
You
get it.
shouldn't have to
So,
look that way.
how far up
Yeah,
are you gonna
you-
make it one way? Up to Andy Brown's gas
Wherever we
station?
turn it around, wherever we make the circuit.
I don't like,
Church Street is rather narrow. I realize it's
Church Street, I would
it's
think would be
one
worse
way.
than-
You liked it when you brought it up. No.
I didn't bring up the one-way thing. I've heard it before, but I don't.
Yeah, and I'm conflicted. I think I kind of like the concept of it.
It has
for
pros and
traffic
cons.
flow,
It-
but
it-
I think
right.
with the new gas station, it might be problematic for them.
It's gonna be, because you got everybody coming,
They're banking on the
Oh.
two-way flow for
Yeah.
people coming in, and that may just impact.
and to
on-
stop people from making the U-turn into those parking spaces, it's illegal to cross a double line to do that.
But on
So they
angle,
should be ticketed for that.
on angle parking, it's not illegal to shoom.
To do that?
Yeah.
Sure it is.
Did we check with
I
that?
think-
You're
I've seen
crossing
people
a-
get tickets for it before.
You're crossing a double line, and I thought
I
that
talked
was
to your wife
taboo.
last night.
Yeah,
I thought she said that,
they both got tickets. And I'm the one that lost my license. Thank you very much.
For doing that?
Because Doug wrote the ticket out to the car, not the driver.
Oh,
I happened to be, the car was in my name, so I got the ticket and I lost my license. Thank you, Doug. Took me 30 days to get it back, for crying out loud.
I'm sorry.
we can stop that U-turn thing just by ticketing a few people. Or you can put the little signs on the road that says, left turn with an X through it, so you
Oh.
can't do that.
And for the record, it wasn't my wife's fault either. She stopped, she was backing out of the parking spot. Somebody turned left and clipped her.
And they shouldn't have been turning left,
No,
right?
Well, I think we gotta get you a deputy suit and put your little
Dep-
star on
I'll
you.
do it, I got,
Deputy dog.
I got more spare time apparently than anybody else in town, so
Oh,
it'll
yeah, we
just
can
be
tell
one
him.
more thing on.
Get him
the-
a horse and,
No, one bullet, he's gonna kill it.
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm not a,
I don't like.
I don't know. I think I don't know. It was an idea that was floated out there, and it has pros and cons.
Let's sink that one.
It has pros and cons, and if you want to enforce the,
You're gonna put all this traffic coming up over here.
no, I get it.
Then they gotta go all the way down to Andy
understand.
Brown's gas station, pardon me, but it was Huck's, but it was Andy Brown's when I
See,
grew up.
and
They gotta come around over there.
Yeah.
All the people that live on
I
that part of
know.
Main Street have to,
but yeah, no, I agree.
with the price of gas going up, they're not gonna wanna do another mile to get to their house.
Oh, but it's okay for me on Maverick to have to go all the way around.
I think I could come down and fix that bridge if you
Gas
let me.
station over there.
I do at this point, it's crazy. Just to
gone
go see
down Brooks Road
my
lately?
in-laws.
so
With your car?
so do you
On
want
Crooks Road.
Oh, Brooks Road, yeah.
to? So
You need to fix that.
so if we're enforcing all the parking, are we going to enforce the double yellow line crossing?
I would say yes.
I would say you have a conversation with the chief of police in town and voice your
Yep.
desire to have it enforced.
I want to see this conversation.
I already had it with him.
You've had it.
What'd he say? Is he gonna enforce it?
He said if we want, he'll enforce it. So if we want, and I think we should.
Go, make a
No
motion.
more left
Is
turns.
that a motion?
No more left turns.
Is that a motion?
I'll make the motion to have the
I'll second
police
it.
enforce that, left-hand, whatever it is.
All right, well,
Will
motion
that
made second.
apply to the person backing out,
Backing
because
out and
crossing
pulling in.
lanes?
Yeah, because they're crossing the yellow line. I think
That's worse. That's worse than turning left. That's
Right.
Yeah, I don't,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
yeah.
See, it doesn't affect me because I have big trucks and I can't make that turn anyway. So,
And I've
Not gonna
always
bother.
turned in Maple, done the UE thing, and
Well,
As you should.
There'll be a delivery truck there now.
I know, now I'm gonna be able to do it.
you'll
Well,
figure
you're
it
gonna
out.
be parking in the town, in the
Right,
employees
you'll be
part,
parked
so it's
over
not gonna
here.
matter.
So, we got you covered, Tara.
Exactly. And we'll get you a Segway so you can get from your car to the office.
Or you can walk up and take a little break in the park and then keep going.
And then keep going. There
There
we go.
you go.
They don't have to ticket people right away. They can warn them first.
He told me he would give them a verbal, not a verbal, but a written warning first, and that puts their number plate on the radar, so if they do it again,
Right, they'll
they
see
get
it.
a money ticket after that.
All right.
And after you get a few tickets out there, people are gonna figure it out.
All right, so motion's been made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye?
Aye.
Aye, okay.
Now, when does that
We
become
gotta fight the
effective?
skateboards turning around.
No
I'll email the
skateboard.
chief tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll make it retroactive to yesterday, so you will be getting.
I'm getting my ticket, okay.
So, this whole discussion here stemmed from the planning board with people complaining about the
Yep.
parking.
Yep.
So, and Jason brought it up with that, and this is kind of our way of trying to take care of it. So hopefully
We're
it works
addressing
out.
everyone's concerns.
Hopefully it
Yep.
works out.
Yep. So if you're watching this meeting, don't cross the road to park in
Yeah.
front of the townhouses.
Okay.
All right, so that settles that. Solving problems left and right. There we go. What else we got? Insurance Advisory Committee renewal recommendation.
Yes, the Insurance Advisory Committee met on February 16th and provided the minutes and then a letter basically stating that they all agreed to renew with Fallon, who came in at a 4.5% increase, and that was less than the other ones they got. Originally, Fallon came in at 8.8, but then they, did RFPs and they came back with 4.5, so. That's the sum of it.
That's what they have now, Fallon?
Yes,
So
that's what we have
sticking
now.
with it, don't
Yes.
change anything?
Nope,
All right.
I think you have to approve.
Yeah, well, I'll entertain a motion to approve the health, what are they, the advisory committee's recommendation
Yeah.
of Fallon.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Was there something else you were here for? I don't want to make you sit here
We
if there was something else.
Thing with him after.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
executive session after.
Oh, all right. The local cultural council grant contract?
They received a grant, I have it here. It's the amount somewhere.
Was that for Sharon?
No, I have another one here for Sharon. This is just for the local cultural council, and it wasn't really, they didn't give me a good idea of what it was for. I think they're getting $5,900.
5,900 I see on it.
Yep.
July. And what's it for? I mean, what do they have for?
You know, it says attached scope of services, and it just says the local or regional cultural council will expend the funds following the procedures outlined in Massachusetts Cultural Council guidelines and regulations, which I don't have.
Oh, yeah, they put on different,
They give out the grant every year, don't they?
I think this is for them to hold different activities, right? Doesn't the cultural council do different?
They do.
Things?
There is a different grant that's being applied for to have virtual, what is this? That
Yeah, I
same
read this
grant?
the other day. It doesn't
They do
tell you
have
what
a
you can
grant
spend
every
it on.
year.
Right. So who gets it? Who's on the
Local Cultural Council, Laura Dusty is the chairwoman, and I believe Eva Brown is on it too. I can't remember who else. There's a couple people.
Sharon?
Sharon, she might be on it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, we just, I don't know why we wouldn't sign it. It's money for the cultural council to use, so.
Mhm. Do you want me to be an authorized signer for the grant?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay.
Expedite some, whatever. So what do I gotta write here?
Just at the bottom there, and then on the other page, the second page is just authorizing me to be a signer. I'll go over the rest.
Fill that all in.
Yep.
Okay.
Do you need to motion and all that stuff on that?
Did we just do that or did I?
We
didn't do
didn't,
that.
we didn't vote on it.
Motion?
I move to approve the cultural council grant and approve Ashley as the signer for those grants.
Second.
Motion made second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, CDBG personal hygiene grant?
So the senior center, and it's between the town of North Brookfield. What? Just give me a look. Town of North Brookfield, Friends of the North Brookfield Council on Aging with, and it's actually being administered through the town of Leicester, because they tried to get towns together to make it cheaper for them. But basically, they're going to be giving out personal hygiene packages to the seniors in North Brookfield who are eligible. They have to fill out paperwork,
Nice.
you know, all that stuff. So I just need your signature if
All
you.
right, I'll entertain a motion to allow us to sign this.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Just two, I see two.
Just two.
So I think this is for a senior center to hand out packages with toothpaste and
Yeah.
sundries for the elderly in town on a monthly basis, so they have
Yeah.
some supplies.
They get 35 packages a month, and then start date will be tomorrow, essentially, ending no later than December 31st. So.
So you'd have to get on a list with the senior center.
Yeah, and you have to fill out paperwork. You have to be income eligible.
Yeah.
There's certain requirements you have to meet, but yeah.
Should we give the senior center phone number for people to call?
I think Sharon's been really active in letting them know.
Oh, has she?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Anything else? You got anything else?
No, I already did it.
Oh, awesome. Got anything?
I'm shocked. Public comment period, I guess.
Yeah, anybody?
Yeah, recently a new book came out on Rufus Putnam. I don't know if everybody's aware of Rufus Putnam. Spent 20 years in North Brookfield. General Washington's chief engineer and designer. The author actually has offered to come out and do a talk and book signing if I can find a suitable venue for him to. I think that'd be an interesting subject. But I just wanted to
keep it.
kind of
It's cool.
Yeah.
That'd be perfect.
have Tara read this little part here about where it says that Putnam's.
At Putnam's longtime hometown of North Brookfield, Mass., I must single out the valuable assistance of Brandon Avery, who is president of the North Brookfield Historical Society. Over the years, I have had occasion to work with many Historical Society officers, and Brandon is one of the best.
Oh, that's nice.
Myself on the back, but
You
just
should.
kind
You
of pointing
should.
No, that's
out
fine.
the value of having the Historical Society and, you know.
So we're gonna do a double book signing, you and the author.
Yeah,
Yes.
sure.
So which kind of leads me to my ongoing issue of the future of the museum and, you know, what's going to happen with that. You know, there's proposals, the latest one that somebody wants to put a bakery cafe upstairs where I am, which is, I love that idea, it's great, but you know, we have an issue with security, so, and if they're working on the upstairs issue with our collection, so I'm not sure what we're going to be able to do with that, but one of my thoughts is I still kind of like that space on Summer Street in the townhouse. I don't know if we could explore that at some point.
We can't touch the townhouse.
Why not?
Where was that letter? You had it for,
I've been doing a lot of research on the townhouse, and I talked with John Kuchar, and I've been talking with Eva Brown from Friends of the Townhouse, and basically what John explained to me was that Mary Walter essentially agreed that we would not do anything to the townhouse, we wouldn't open it until it was fully renovated. Because when the roof was replaced, the Architectural Access Board came down and said that if we were going to replace the roof, we had to update the entire building, which John Kuchar said was illegal for them to say to us, because that if you're increasing the building above 30% of the market value, you have to do the whole building. And the Architectural Access Board said, well, the roof counts. John said, no, it doesn't. There was a bunch of cease and desist paperwork back and forth. And in the end, the final verdict is essentially until we get all the funding to fix everything in the townhouse and bring it up to code, it can't be opened. And the whole building has to be up to code. And not only that, but that's on the National Historic Registry, you know, it's on the Registry of National Historic. So Massachusetts Historical Society has to approve the plans as well as the Architectural Access Board.
And the materials.
And the materials have to basically,
Yeah.
we can't replace single pane windows with double pane windows and stuff like that. It's gonna have to be
So,
to the period.
Yeah, architecturally accurate to its
Yeah.
original.
can we change that thing that Mary Walters had signed as,
No,
if we
because
talk with the architectural planners?
maybe, but there was money accepted from the National Historic Society, which basically puts us under their thumb. We can't do updates without their approval, is my understanding of it and what John Kuchar has explained to me.
If we talk nice to them, can we get it?
We can try. I mean, we can definitely apply for variances and stuff like that. And I spoke with Eva Brown today, and she spoke with someone at the state level that thinks, you know, we may be able to scoop by with doing some, you know, doing it in stages. And I asked her to get me more information on that. So she's working on that. But basically, John said, as far as like, it has to be ADA compliant, it needs a new sprinkler system, it needs HVAC, it needs, there are so many things that just to bring it up to code.
Yeah.
And then it has to also be brought up to the historical, you know, benchmark that the Historical Society says. You
Yeah.
know, we can't just replace the floors with whatever from Home Depot. It has to be historically accurate to when the building was.
So how are we gonna make it ADA compliant with an elevator and still be historically accurate?
I think the elevator has to be an exterior shaft type
That's what
thing
Troy
attached
did.
to the building.
Okay.
I don't think that you can build it inside
That
the
goes with
building.
sprinklers too. You can't, yeah.
With
But-
code and stuff, that's,
Yeah.
you know, the doorways are gonna have to be wide and the bathrooms are gonna have to be handicap accessible. So in that aspect, obviously, it can't be historically accurate because,
Right.
you know, doorways were this wide back then. So, but as far as like the material to use on like the trim of the window, they're gonna tell us what we can and can't use for that type stuff.
He
Well,
was,
there's things that you can negotiate through that stuff. I mean, we did with the bell tower.
Mhm.
Because we used things on there that aren't historically, okay? So, and the thing is, there are things that we used on the bell tower that won't rot ever, and they didn't have those 200 years ago, right? So, if we did have them when it was originally built, they would have used them, right?
Yeah.
Do you think?
They wouldn't have said, all right, well, let's use this pine that's going to rot in 20 years. We're going to use AZAC. It's never going to rot.
Mhm.
Okay? So you can get around that stuff as long as it looks. You got to go through the negotiating process and everything. And then as long as the whole building is sprinklered, that way if you have a fire in the space you're using, you could probably negotiate through getting one spot open.
Yeah, because that would be a concern, right? I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole building would have to be sprinklered.
My understanding is that, you know, the exterior is what they want to maintain. The interior has been redone over and over and over again. You know,
And it wouldn't be hard to make that spot you're talking about handicap
Right.
accessible.
right,
uh,
but, I mean, we have a lot of historical,
I think it would be beneficial to the whole concept of the history of the townhouse to be in that space too. But
So for right now,
just a thought.
For
You're
right
talking
now,
where
we
the
can
police
paint the exterior, but we can't touch the inside, is what
well,
that paperwork says.
Well, yeah.
We can make it water,
Yeah, it was-
I'm just saying,
Yeah, it's kind of a thought.
yeah, if we could do it, I
Yeah.
think we would.
are you talking the police department area?
Right.
Yeah, that and the fruit store would be perfect
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah,
But you have to put in a dry, fire suppression system, because otherwise you'd have to heat the upstairs. If you couldn't have a water system,
We
you'd have to
didn't-
have a dry system.
Well, yeah.
Which they just,
We didn't use old-fashioned milk paint to paint the outside either.
yeah. I mean, I'd be all for it. I'd go in there and help you bust it up, fix it, but I think our hands are tied. Unless we can negotiate with.
See if we can, you get some more information, we'll reach out and we'll see if we
Yep.
can at least start making a plan to earmark that space and develop that space and see what they want from us.
And from the plans I saw from the Friends of the Townhouse, that space wasn't dedicated to anything.
I think it'd be
Yeah, they
cool to
only
put the
touched it.
historical
Stress to 'em that-
society in the historical building.
Our
Yeah,
museums
no, I
and
agree. Yeah.
bind.
All right,
So it's a thought, throwing it out there.
yep.
Otherwise, we'll get
That's
you.
why
a
we pay
tin
you
shed.
big bucks.
Oh, yeah, that was the other thing, opening of the town offices.
Well, what are the restrictions right now, as far as what's the recommended thing for towns?
Well,
Is there one?
We're back, they're back to phase 3, step 2. And on March 22nd, we're going to phase 4, step 1,
Point
series C3.
Is that at midnight?
12:01 midnight
Yeah, 12:01.
on Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I know, you guys want to open it, right? The town employees want to open it, or?
It would make my life a little easier. Just, I mean, it's not a big deal, but, you know, every 5 minutes I have to get up to,
Yeah.
because someone's banging on the door. Oh, what do I do with this? You gotta put it in the Dropbox. Or, you know, even when people have appointments to come in, it's typically me or Tara that have to get up. And it's usually me, and I'm not complaining. I'm fully capable of walking to the door and opening it, but
I move
it's
we
just a
open.
disruption.
Should we
Following-
check with Trevor?
No. I move we open, following the state guidelines for whatever phase we're in right now, to tomorrow morning.
Second.
Okay with that? All in favor?
Aye.
Good. All right. What else we get?
Check the guidelines. We're covering a lot of stuff here.
No. I'm getting hangry, so we gotta move along.
We still have to chat with Jason.
All right, anything else? Any other comments?
No, I
Concerns,
think we covered
questions?
everything.
You good? I don't think you want to say something.
So, the police boat that we need
Police boat,
for Lashaway.
okay,
We've got people that want to volunteer to donate money,
okay.
and we've got a resident that owns property on the lake that has 2 docks, and he will let them dock the boat there, so they don't have to haul it out every time they use it. They can just go jump in and go to the call. So what they need is they need to know what the boat is going to cost, so they can start raising money to buy it for us.
All right.
Did we pick one out yet?
Oh,
Well, that's what we were waiting for, but
I thought we had.
it's not. It doesn't float.
yeah. I didn't know. Yeah.
You don't want to. You don't want to stop. You got to keep going.
It's a key element.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, the transom I heard was all
Yeah,
brought it out.
yeah,
And
like I
they're
said.
afraid of the engine, the
Yeah,
motor
don't-
actually falling out.
Yeah. Don't stop.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
So just so you all know, and
Well, can we put in what we want? So, I mean, a 30-foot center console
Well-
Boston whaler sounds
well, Ryan
pretty good to me.
Ryan is our harbor master, so
Yeah.
he's supposed to be looking into that. So
Oh, good.
Well, they need like a bass boat type of thing with a flat deck.
not, I don't know, above my pay grade.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Ryan's the one. I mean,
Yeah.
it's probably something that the dive team can use as a platform, and he can get
Yeah.
around quickly and
Yeah,
whatnot.
and he's going to have to be able to train somebody else to use it too in the event he's on vacation or something, and or out of town, whatever,
Karen,
or if he needs help.
I think your neighbor owns a marina.
My neighbor does own a marina.
Maybe he could shed a little light on
I think we should develop the North Brookfield Navy and have a
So
little
we'll-
cadre. Yeah.
Hey, whatever floats your boat, right?
How about
Dad jokes.
how about what's it, the space
Gilligan's.
the space
Space Force?
Space Force, yeah, Space Force.
So we need a trailer, so you need the boat, the trailer, the motor, the whole package. Because is the motor we have any good, or, I'm just asking, do we just
Well,
need
you
the
don't
boat
want
and
you
the
don't want to put a
trailer?
30-year-old motor on a brand new boat.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, Ryan would know because he knows exactly what the
Okay.
problem is.
Ryan knows what we need, so he'll have to get back to us.
And we have some donors looking to
Yes.
fund this thing.
Yep. And we have parking for it in the lake.
Yep. We have parking for it out of the lake for the winter time?
Oh, it'll be
Just-
here.
Yeah, right
It's
over
right
here.
here.
They leave it outside? Yeah.
Yeah, and they have a big garage sally port. I don't even know what's in it, but
Sally?
conceivably. Well,
That's where Sally
is she that
parks.
big?
I don't,
Oh no.
it's getting late.
Thought about it.
Yeah. All right, anything else? We got anything else?
I think we
You keep
covered
saying
everything
that,
on
we
the
keep
agenda.
coming
I
up
move-
with stuff.
I know.
I move we go to executive session, and then exit executive session only to adjourn for the night.
Second.
Jason Petrarch, yes?
Dale Bailey, yes?
John Tripp, yes.
Okay.
For the, whatever, exemption 2.
Exemption 2.
Yep.
Very good. Okay, good night, all.